Good morning, David.
Good morning, Salim.
David, can risk be mathematically predicted, and how accurate or reliable are such predictions?
That's a very interesting question. Mathematical prediction or formulas and algorithms and so on certainly have their place in risk management, in estimating the likelihood of occurrence and the potential of impact and the connectivity between risks and how one risk might affect another. Simple ideas of correlation, obviously probability theory, statistical regression analysis, multivariate analysis, Bayes' theorem, for example, looking at ways of analyzing uncertainty and potential, Fourier transforms. All of these things have their place. But I think, and certainly, so the answer to the first part of the question is yes, some characteristics of risk can be exposed and explored using mathematical approaches. Not all. No, some aspects are subjective and have to be judged rather than estimated and measured. But the second part of the question is quite interesting. How accurate and reliable might such predictions be? And there's an interesting pair of words we use in English. I don't know whether it will translate to Arabic or other languages. And that's the difference between accuracy and precision. And I think it's really important when you ask the question, how accurate are the mathematical predictions about risk? Accuracy is not the same as precision, and I think you might mean precision. So maybe some of our viewers are not clear about the difference. So let's say, what is the time? And if I said to you the time is after 12 o'clock, it's the afternoon. That is accurate. It is somewhere after 12 o'clock. It is the afternoon, but it's not very precise. So if I say to you, okay, the time is 14 minutes past 12, that is very precise, but it's wrong. It's actually inaccurate. It's precisely wrong. So if I said to you the time is between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock, this is now accurate and has a level of precision. It's not very precise. If I said the time is between 12:12 and 12:14, now we are accurate and precise. So I think the question about accuracy with mathematical predictions, what we're trying to do with the mathematical analysis is to quantify our uncertainty. We're trying to put numbers around the uncertainty. And the answer will never be a number, or it shouldn't be, because uncertainty is uncertain. Of course it is, which means that we should always be talking about ranges. And ranges...
Rather than a number.
A number, exactly. So ranges reflect the amount of uncertainty we think there is in the situation. And there's nothing wrong with saying, I don't have a watch, I can look at the sun, I can see it's afternoon. That's all I can tell you. Or maybe I can see it's early afternoon because the sun is high and not low. That is still accurate. But the level of precision reflects the uncertainty. So if I can say to you, it's 13 minutes and now it is 14 minutes past 12, and be precise, well, that's great. But then there isn't any uncertainty because I have a watch, which I know is controlled by radio waves, is absolutely accurate. So there is no uncertainty. I'm just reporting a fact. If there's uncertainty, and I'm going to try applying a mathematical algorithm to explore that uncertainty, I have to have a range of answers. I cannot give you a number. So our mathematical predictions must always be accurate. The right answer must be in the range somewhere. I can't say to you it's between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, which is a range, but it's wrong. So I have to say something which includes the right answer and then let the precision reflect the uncertainty. So more the question is not how accurate, but how precise. And that entirely depends on the uncertainty that we're actually trying to analyze.
Also, we have to remember that these models are based on equations. To some extent, these or theories might not be really correct. Also, the input of these models. Some models, they do use different parameters, and these parameters or data are obtained from reality where they have intrinsic error in them. And this will be seen in the output of these models.
So data quality is essential in validating the data input. You know, we have a saying, garbage in, garbage out. If you put garbage into your model, Don't be surprised if the outputs
Yes.
don't make sense.
Yes.
The problem is with people who go garbage in, gospel out. I have very variable data, I'm not sure about its quality, but I really believe the output
Yes.
as gospel truth, we
Yes.
would say. You know, we know it's true. Well, I'm afraid that is just making, you're kidding yourself.
Yes.
What you want to have is good in, good out.
Yes.
And that's a real challenge when we're gathering real data from the uncertain world.
Yes. But still, these mathematical models do help. You have seen it in meteorology, for example, prediction of the path of a storm, for example.
Yes.
You have American and European models, for example.
Yes.
Sometimes they come very close to the reality where the tornado or
Yes,
the
or
storm
the hurricane,
will
yes.
be passing.
And they would always give you a cone of uncertainty, a cone of
Exactly.
probability.
Yes.
We know where the hurricane is now,
Yes.
and we will give you a red track, which is quite narrow. We think it's going this way, and then there's a yellow track. It could be here,
Yes.
and it could even be out here, and they're actually showing the scope of the uncertainty.
Yes.
The whole cone is accurate,
Yes.
but the precision represents the uncertainty. And it's
Yes.
important when we're estimating quantitatively
Yes.
that we have both that we have accuracy, we
Yes.
must have accuracy,
Yes.
but we allow the precision to maybe be quite
Yes.
wide,
Yes.
because if we really don't know, we need to express the fact that we are very uncertain. It's just somewhere in the afternoon, I can't tell you anymore.
Yes.
Now you know something. If we have an appointment at 3 o'clock, don't ask me to tell you
Yes.
if we're late, because all I know is it's somewhere in the afternoon. Or I say, here is my very precise watch. I will tell you when it's 5 to 3 and we need to be at the meeting.
Yes. Last question. What do you think? Are really risk professionals tend to believe the output of these models? What makes them really being attracted to these models?
I think risk professionals should be skeptical, should always have a question mark. And so the model says this. We talked in the discussion about competence, about curiosity, and about having both attention to detail and the big picture. So when you get a big picture answer out of your model, which says this investment has a 50 to 60% chance of delivering value, you go, oh, I wonder if that's really true. There's your curiosity. Then you drive down into the model and you look at the risk drivers and you just check them. Is this one really in valid parameter boundaries? Could you imagine it being outside? Have we got the relationships right? And just validate the model. And it wouldn't take long to do. So if we do that, then I think we can trust the outputs. But our first response should be, okay, well, that's what the computer says. What do I think? And we should apply, the sense-making function. Just check, does that seem to make sense? And often you'll find simple, silly mistakes like misplacing a decimal point. Yes. And you come out and you say, the range of this project outcomes, it could be between 3 and 5 billion pounds. What? The budget is only 500,000, yes. And you've just put a decimal point in the wrong place. Yeah. So we have to apply sense-making.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you, David.
Thank you very much.